Do you remember what happened to you? In the joking mood, eh? That bodes well for your recovery. I'm Lebedev, the group leader, and I'm responsible for everyone here. That includes you, for as long as you're here. We call ourselves Clear Sky, and you are in our base right now. We picked you up in the swamps after the emission. Lucky? I doubt it. The facts are these. You survived the emission. That's the first thing I still can't explain. The second thing is that our patrol found you in the swamps, which are essentially endless quicksand. And thirdly, you nearly got torn into shreds by a pack of pseudo-dogs. But our boys got you out just in time. Such a chain of events tells me it's more than just luck. Anyway, I need to finish what I'm doing. So let's continue this conversation later.
Що не кажи, життя воно таке. Хочеш, не хочеш, але егоїстом станеш, а то взагалі усі почуття не завжди втратиш.
Can I help you? I'm glad to see you, young man. You look considerably better. People are mistaken in their belief that they understand the essence of what the Zone truly is. Some consider it to be a universal evil, others a wonder sent down to humanity, and others still consider it no more than a source of riches. They are all wrong. The Zone is impossible to understand when viewed through the prism of human perception. Moreover, it is far too early for humans to even try. Ergo, the actions of both the government and Stalkers with respect to the Zone are misguided, and I fear that the potential consequences may be, or indeed are, completely unpredictable. Naturally, this represents a terrible danger. If that is all, I better get back to my work.
Glad to see you. Got any new questions for me? What brings you here, mercenary? Speak of the devil. I was just thinking of you. You head over to pay the barman a visit. Have a good drink and come back then. No.
Молодця.
Класс.
Welcome back from the afterworld. Hello, Mark. You became quite a legend while you were out of it. Well then, you drink and I'll tell you I was collecting in our base. You know why you've never heard of it?
Colt, leave the Merc alone with your dirty jokes. I need to see him.
Well, brother, if Lebedev says he needs to see you, that ain't up for a discussion. Go on, I'll catch you later.
Got some fresh air? You look better, that's for sure. Let me fill you in on this situation. You're in the clear, as I said. No, that emission wasn't... I see. Getting out of here isn't easy. We're having a very tough time here recently. The emission...
This is the second outpost. We're under attack. I repeat, we're under attack. Help!
That's enough chit-chat. There's been another... Great. Trader, a fighter is on his way to you. Issue him with all the equipment he'll need for the mission.
А все одно вийде так, я командир.
Roger that.
Ну або як зона вирішить.
Hello there. At last. Here, take this basic equipment kit. I've been ordered to issue you some equipment. There's no time for questions. The boy...
You have my full attention.
Merc, there are anomalies ahead. Be careful. Remember, don't move until you've thrown a bolt in front of you. Sometimes find artifacts in anomalies. You can't see them, but detectors spot them easily enough. If you get close enough, your detector will indicate the location of the artifact, and then you just pick it up, easy as pie. Keep in mind that your current detector isn't exactly top of the line. It only shows the distance to the artifact.
Run for the tower! The monsters can't get you there!
Attention all fighters. An emission is approaching. Get to cover now!
Що не кажи, життя воно таке. Хочеш, не хочеш, але егоїстом станеш.
I'm glad to see you, young man.
notice
You
you
look
coming.
considerably better. You already have a basic understanding of some things, while others will necessitate a more detailed explanation. The inexplicable fact is that twice you were affected by emissions and survived. Clearly, you were not subjected to the peak of these emissions because you most certainly would have been killed. However, it does appear that you are able to survive emission levels that are lethal in others. That is the general outline of what took place. It's true some of your abilities, such as motor skills, reaction and endurance, improve rapidly after the emission. It seems that the emission supplied your body with energy. Conversely, this brief period of strength is followed by a sharp decline in your well-being, the effects of which you are currently experiencing. Finally, I'm going to tell you something you already know. The emissions are destroying your nervous system. If they keep reoccurring, you will die, or what's worse, lose your intelligence and your very self. Regrettably, no. The best I can do for you is to reduce the negative impact of emissions on your body. I am currently concluding a series of tests, and after Lebedev confirms the results, I will be in a position to carry out the necessary procedures. However, I would like to stress once again the fact that this is not a panacea. It will not solve the problem. All you are getting now is a little more time until the point when your nervous system begins to break down. Alas, that is all. The only other thing I can do for you is answer any questions you may have. Hopefully, my answers will be of help to us all.
You're with us again? Glad to see you. Oh, welcome, guest from foreign lands. What come you with? A bursting purse? A prized exotic wonders? Yeah, I heard your story. I reckon the main thing is that you're still alive. Stuff is easy enough to replace, so long as the zone is kind to you. So, you gonna trade, or you got some questions for me? That's the sort of people we are. You can't buy an extra 15 minutes of life, or a spare store from death. But us traders are needed everywhere, even in the zone, even in the swamps, and even underground. It's an illusion that the zone is under lock and key, and the army has all the ways in and out sealed. I mean, think about it. Nowadays, artifacts and rare specimens from the zone can be found all over the world. And your fellow stock... let's not talk about it. Who knows? Yeah, I know. Have a safe trip.
You survived the emission again. I'm not even that surprised. A normal emission. It's hard to say. I didn't think so. I know a lot about this, you're right. But we do know how to prevent a disaster and stop the emissions. And that means something. We have to find out who was in the center of the zone and stop them at any price. There's a strange connection between you and the zone. On the one hand, every new emission gradually kills you. On the other hand, you survive in situations where others don't stand a chance. My gut feeling tells me that your abilities, your gift, your curse, call it what you will, they mean you can get through places that others wouldn't even dream of. And at the moment, we need to act very quickly. I knew you'd ask that. The answer is simple. If the emissions aren't stopped, your nervous system will burn out and you'll die. Help us and you'll save yourself. Now this may sound like a line from a corny movie, but you really don't have a choice. Unfortunately, yes. So, will you help us? Then listen carefully. We have made use of all our contacts and connections in the zone. As a result, we know that a certain stalker at the Cordon was asking Sidorovich about some very strange components. That's all we have for the moment. But it's a lead. Through the swamps, of course, how else? But remember what I said. After the emission, a whole army of all kinds of scum turned up in the area. Now they control almost everything. We are under siege, and I'm not exaggerating one bit. So before we can help you get to the Cordon, we have to regain control of the swamps. And with your help, I think we should be able to do it.
Your main guide is the objective section. Your main objective is displayed here, together with a selected additional objective. There can be several additional objectives which you can cycle through using these buttons. Most objectives are also displayed on the map, with the exception of rare occasions when your objectives cannot be located. We will need your help with not only destroying the enemy, but also capturing key positions. In these situations, our fighters will be grateful if you provide covering fire as they capture a position. By the way, don't ignore calls for help. Our boys' lives could be at stake. Hovering over a mark on the map will display additional information. In addition to your objectives, friendly units and identified enemies will also be displayed on the map. Okay, as I'm sure you understand, our main objective is to establish control over the swamps. And that means a war against the aggressor. This section allows you to access tactical information about combat operations at any time. Information about your current faction is displayed on the left. Right now, that's us. Clear sky. Information about the main enemy is displayed on the right. This shows our approximate combat strength. This shows how many fighters we have. And this is our equipment supply. Similar indicators are also shown for our enemy. Finally, this field allows you to see the current strategic mission as well as tactical objectives that must be achieved in order to complete the strategic mission. Completed strategic missions will be displayed at the bottom. The last tab allows you to view your current relations with all factions, as well as each faction's combat strength. Your personal stats are also displayed here. That's pretty much it. Stalker, what do you want?
We're there, so you can take your blindfold off. Don't you try to follow me, it won't work anyway. If you want to come back to the base, find one of the guys at the fishing area.
Merc, it looks like you're at the Great Swamps now. Be extremely careful and don't try to be a hero. Check out your PDA. You should find the location of our squads there. I suggest you get yourself over to the fishing hamlet. That's where they are.
What's up, Stalker?
Свою справу робити треба. І намагатися, щоб краще забудь кого іншого. Оце і усе.
What do you want, anyway? Squad, follow me! Fire! Attack!
А я все одно не розумію, як воно все.
Keep your eyes peeled. I think we got them all.
Увага! Чужий! Кінчай його!